Hello, my name is Matthias Cavodi. I'd like to welcome you guys to my channel. Today we're going to cover Thunderbolts issues 133 to 136, where we have the Thunderbolts squaring off against Black Widow, Natasha Romanova. It's a pretty good story arc. This particular lineup of Thunderbolts tends to be overlooked because the prior lineup, which had Norman Osborn as the leader, the Norman Osborn Thunderbolts, was really awesome. Prior to that, we had Zemo during the whole Civil War era of the Thunderbolts. That was also pretty cool. The tone of both series were very different. The Zemo era and the Green Goblin era, the Norman Osborn. Now Norman Osborn has become the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's created the Dark Avengers. He's created the Thunderbolts as a Black Ops team, which most of the lineup, you feel like they're very expendable characters. Like the D and C list characters. Some of them are really obscure. I was checking out here the credits. Andy Diggle actually writes a pretty good story. I like the tension between all the characters because everyone's just out for themselves. None of the members of the team get along. Most of them have no redeemable qualities to them whatsoever. Pretty despicable. By Miguel Sandoval is fantastic. Also the coloring by what's the name? Frank Martin really complements Miguel Sepulveda's art. So, spoiler warnings. This is a pretty good story. Again, it came out in 2009. Two members of the team. You had the second Black Widow, the blonde one, Yelena. I couldn't remember her last name. But we discovered that she's a double agent. She's been reporting to Nick Fury. It's pretty obvious that it's actually Natasha Romanova, the original Black Widow. She's a double agent posing as Yelena. She's having to deal with Ghost, who is on to her. He knows that she has a secret. She's up to something. This particular incarnation of Ghost is really awesome. He's like one of my favorite characters coming out of the series. From his character design, his motivations, like he's anti-system, anti-capitalism, and in this case, he's anti-Norman Osborn. He's become the establishment, and he has to take it down. So he's a pretty complex guy. He's always scheming, and he's completely willing to screw the whole team over. He says like he's trying to Black Widow's hand and get her to do something that might serve his interest, and so on and so forth. Then we cut to Black Widow because Norman Osborn, since he's become the head of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's out to take down all the loose ends from his time from the Thunderbolts. He killed Swordsman. Now he's after Songbird. Hammer's able to track her down. We get an addition of a new team member, which is Scourge. I think it's called Scourge. That right off the bat, when I saw him, I knew he was Nuke, everyone's favorite psychopath, cyborg soldier. Other two members on the team, the third Ant-Man, Eric O'Grady. We have Paladin, everyone's third favorite mercenary in the Marvel Universe. So, like, Paladin and Eric O'Grady are like the only redeemable characters on the team because most of them, they're villains through and through. Like, they have no redeeming qualities. There's a lot of tension. That's why I sort of like this series because, again, coming off the Norman Osborn arc, it was really awesome. The writing was really good. You entered this one, it was sort of a letdown, but over time I really learned to appreciate what makes this team tick is conflict between the team members, that everyone's sort of out for themselves and trying to take care of their own interests. Like, none of these characters have interest of becoming heroes through and through, except for Ant-Man. Norman Osborn is on to Black Widow. He knows she's a double agent. He sends his Thunderbolts, which are now a Black Ops team, because now he has the Dark Avengers, and this Thunderbolts lineup are the ones that do the dirty work. They send him out to capture Songbird. We have these two other characters on the team, Mr. X or something like that. He has a very lazy name, but he has pretty cool powers. He's a telepath, and he can, like, for fighting, he uses telepathy for fighting, so he knows what you're going to do before you do it. So it's very hard to defeat him in battle, hand-to-hand combat. This guy, I think it's called Headsman or something like that. A very, very obscure Spider-Man character. But we get to see how each one of the team members of this lineup just really don't like each other. There's a lot of tension because Mr. X, he's a through and through serial killer. Like, he gets a blast out of killing people and reading their minds while they're dying. He's pretty sadistic. They go on a mission. We have Black Widow. She's piloting the ship. They're going after Songbird. Sort of on purpose, Black Widow shoots these 2 missiles at her because he knows he's going to be able to capture the missiles and send them back to him, destroying the ship. Now Black Widow is able to engage with Songbird, reveals her true self. We get the classic red-haired Black Widow. And the cool thing about Black Widow is that she has history with the original, because obviously Songbird was on the original first lineup of the Thunderbolts, and during that series, Black Widow was always spying on the teams. Like, she knew they were all ex-villains, so she would keep tabs on them to see if they had everything on the up and up or what they're going after. But the thing is, Black Widow, now she's blown her cover to save Songbird, has to go up against the whole team of Thunderbolts. We get a pretty awesome first encounter with Mr. X. They really show off how much a badass this character is, even though, again, please give him another name. He's somewhat of a handful, so Songbird actually has to help Black Widow to take him down. Ghost actually creates a distraction for Black Widow and Songbird to escape. And this image of Paladin with this Gatling gun is so awesome. It's so cool. So they're able to escape and find Nick Fury's secret base. But the thing is, Black Widow didn't realize that Ant-Man was tagging along, was able to follow them, sends the coordinates to the rest of the team, and they get captured. And they capture Nick Fury. And this actually ties in with the Secret Warriors series. That, man, Hickman's Secret Warriors was really awesome. So Norman Osborn takes Nick Fury to interrogate him, tells the Thunderbolts to take Black Widow and Songbird and basically execute them. But obviously what happens is, and also shoots Nick Fury in the head, but this is obviously a big fake out, which I'm going to cover in a different video. But here's where the cracks in the team start to arise, because we have the 2 members that sort of have a conscience, Paladin and Ant-Man, saying, hey, this is not cool. We're going to execute 2 people that are actually heroes. Scourge is like, well, I'm going to follow orders, and the other 2 psychopaths are like sort of into the idea. Mr. X, he wants to make Black Widow watch Songbird as he's executed so he can read the guilt in her mind. Like, this guy's one messed up motherfucker. So Paladin decides to do the right thing. Also, Headsman actually also flips. They turn on Scourge and Mr. X. Black Widow and Songbird are able to escape. Pandemonium amongst the members of the Thunderbolts. They're hacking and slashing at each other. The thing is, it's pretty well written. Like, you can feel the tension amongst the team. You can really appreciate how feel like the stakes are really high, especially with the tie-ins with Secret Warriors. They get rescued by Mach 4 or Mach 3. I don't know what he was going by during this time. And we discover that Norman Osborn knew the whole time that Yelena Belova, there we go, wasn't the real deal, but he wanted to see if this imposter would blow her cover. The big reveal that Scourge is nuked. That was no surprise. I hope you liked this video. See you guys next time. Bye.